Hi, Virgos. Welcome to Golden Truth Tarot. Now, let's get started with your November reading. In the first week of November, you will have to communicate and have meetings and have conversations where you have to be very sharp. You have to set boundaries. You have to be very clear, on point. Thankfully, your memory it's going to be excellent at this time. You're going to feel very witty. You're going to be very fast with your answers. Your intelligence is heightened. And this is a time where you're going to focus on things that are important to you, things that involve safety for yourself and your family, things that have to do with money, property, anything that you consider possessions, anything that you consider valuable and important in your life. And it's going to happen around the full moon in Taurus on November 5th. That full moon is going to bring a light to the darkness, to things that are hidden or things that are difficult to talk about. In Taurus, being an earth sign like you, it's going to have a strong impact in you, Virgos. And also, Taurus, it's all about money and finances and belongings. It can be a situation where you might have a meeting with your child's teacher in school um, or other members of the school staff due to something happening in school, a conflict or some issues with your child, and you have to go prepared in this meeting to be able to advocate correctly for your child and also to see if you can collaborate with them better and how they can help you as well during the process and whatever it's going on to be, whatever conflict or whatever issues are going on in school to be resolved. Now, I also see for some Virgos a situation where you have this conflict at work, you have this discussions at work with your supervisors or other coworkers where you're setting boundaries, you're being very clear of your expectations, of what you want at this time. For others, it can be something that has to do with your family or with your partner as a couple, talking about shared finances, talking about property, talking about inheritance, anything that involves that Taurus theme during the full moon. And this is the best time to do so and to have those uncomfortable conversations, Virgos, because on November 9th, once Mercury goes in retrograde, that's going to affect you because it's your ruling planet. Mercury slows things down. A lot of misunderstandings can tend to happen during Mercury retrograde. You tend to feel more confused. Your memory is not as clear and as correct as during different times. One date that you have to be careful because it can be very explosive is on the second week on November 12th, where we have Mercury, the planet of communication, conjunct Mars, the planet of war in Sagittarius. So that can make you very stubborn. That can make you so firmly and very blunt and very upfront to a point of having no filters. The same it can happen for the person who you are having this discussion with, and it can get to a point where the clash of the titans almost the clash of egos. You think this way and you feel this way, and the other person thinks this way and the other person feels this way, so you're clashing. No one is budging, no one is trying to find a middle ground. You want things done your way. The other person is contradicting you because they're thinking you're wrong. And it's going to transform into something bigger, into a bigger fight, into a bigger disagreement. A lot of things during this time are going to be said where you're not going to feel proud of for yourself. You're going to, it's all about change too. It can happen because you being so upfront and so direct can be different from how you usually are. So it can feel threatening for the other people that you're having the conversation with. They can feel threatened. They can feel like, what is going on? Virgo never acted this way. Virgo never spoke this way. They can feel like you don't trust them. They can become defensive immediately. It can escalate. And the third week, I do see that you're going to go from one extreme to the other. You're going to feel upset. This is going to linger, that energy of not knowing what to do and being upset and why this person said this and why this happened and why they're not listening. But you're only seeing things from your perspective. And sometimes both parties can be right for different reasons. Maybe what you're requesting at this time can happen because it can affect someone else. And so try to see things in different ways where you're not completely just focused on what you have to gain, but try to create a situation where it's win-win for both parties. So temperance, it's all about balance, it's all about collaboration. And then we have a new moon. A new moon, it's always a good time for new beginnings. A new moon on November 20th in Scorpio. That new moon in Scorpio, it's all about collaboration with others. It's all about bringing hidden things to the surface. It's all about shared finances. So, talking, especially for couples, being very open and very clear about your finances, and discussing with one another how much each of you have spent, and having those uncomfortable conversations that have to do with your future, and working together, not against one another, but as a team, as a couple, bringing your resources together. That's the focus during this third week, and especially during that new moon. Keep in mind that's the best time for you to start a new chapter. Leave all of this behind. It can be hard. It can be hard while Mercury is in retrograde because you can't see things clearly. But once the last week, November 29th, when Mercury goes direct, that's when you're going to be able to see things for exactly for what exactly happened. And you might even feel a sense of shame or feel embarrassed why things escalated to that point. Because for you, it's always important to be as diplomatic, as cordial as possible. So you can feel um, a sense of shame, a sense of, I shouldn't have done this. And there's going to be someone else in the middle, a mediator, solving this. The last week, clearly, with the number three, you need someone in between the two of you. This can even be a therapist. This can even be someone from the family that knows both of you. This could be another parent if it has to do with a school that can help, or a therapist in school, anything like that. Because the two parties involved in this, you Virgos and the other person, or the other people involved, you're going to be so focused, each person so defensive in who's right, who's winning, who's the person who is stronger, more opinionated. Each person is going to be so highly focused on themselves that it's going to be almost impossible to see the other person's point of view. You need this third party to fix it. You need this third party to find that middle ground, to find that balance, to bring you back into equilibrium. And when it comes to work and work related issues, you can have, because you and this person, if you don't like them for some reason, or if this is someone who has just started working with you, maybe you had an immediate clash between of personalities. And this is because the two of you are very similar in how you think, how you perceive things. It could even be another Virgo that you're having this whole disagreement with, but it's going to transform from one of those conflicts, like, oh, I didn't like you in the beginning, there was something about you I didn't click with, I didn't like, but now that I'm getting to know you, I like you better. Now I see you in a different light and a different perspective. So you can go from enemies or from conflict to being friends to have this wonderful understanding and teamwork and collaboration and everything. So it can transform into something positive, whatever the situation is going to be specifically for you, Virgo. By the end of the month will be resolved. From the oracle, from the green oracle, the message says focus. You need to be very focused on the future, looking at the bigger picture, not taking things too personally at heart, and always just thinking about yourself and this power. It's all about who's more dominant, power struggles, who's right, who's wrong. No, it's what I say, it's what I think. It's more about that competition, the sense of competition. And also keep in mind, Virgo, sometimes you tend to be too philosophical. Sometimes you tend to um, see things from such a point of view where, or explain things, because Virgos tend to be very educated and Virgos tend to be very well read. It can happen where you're explaining things, you're being clear in your mind, you're being clear, you're being very open, um, but the other person might feel that they don't have the same level of awareness or the same level of knowledge. So they might feel like you're being condescending towards them, or you're purposely using words that are beyond their capabilities. They're not understanding you. They can tend to feel overwhelmed. So try to make things as easy, as practical as possible. And there's going to be times where there's a difference between being polite and saying something in a polite way and being so honest and so blunt that it's borderline being rude and being disrespectful. Okay, just work on that part, on being too blunt, too um, everything too extreme, everything too open, everything too much, just in your own focus, in your own philosophy. So yes, focus on the positive outcome, focus on making things clear for yourself and for others, and of course protecting yourself. But you are in this sword energy, in more of a fight and win, then have that, try to balance that with love and with compassion and with understanding. And that's going to be the key to manage the strong energy in November. Okay, Virgos, this is everything that I see for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please leave me a like, a comment. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And if you are interested in a private reading with me, you can book online on my website on www.goldentruthtarot.com. You can find the link below this video or in the description box. Thank you so much, and I see you next time. Bye bye.